Good morning, students. Today we will continue with our chapter number 6, the circulatory system. Today we will study the structure of the human heart. The heart is roughly a cone-shaped muscular organ about the size of your fist. It weighs about 300 grams. It is located behind the alimentary canal and in between the two lungs. It is protected by the rib cage. The heart is made of special type of muscles called the cardiac muscles. These muscles work throughout the life without getting tired, because if these muscles stop working, then the heart wouldn't work and the person will die. The heart is enclosed by a double-layered membrane called the pericardium. It's enclosed from all the sides in the two-layered membrane called pericardium. The space between the membranes is filled with a fluid called pericardial fluid. It protects the heart from the jerks during contraction. The heart is internally divided by a muscular wall called the septum. On each side, there are two chambers connected by the valve. The upper chamber is called auricle and the lower chambers are called ventricle. Thus, the heart has four chambers: the right auricle, the left auricle, the right ventricle and the left ventricle. In the heart, due to the presence of valves, the blood flows unidirectionally. Due to continuous contraction and relaxation of the heart, the blood circulates within the heart as well as throughout the body. The right auricle receives the impure or the deoxygenated blood rich in carbon dioxide through two large veins, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava brings the impure blood from upper parts of the body, and inferior vena cava brings the impure blood from the lower parts of the body. Then the blood is forced by arterial contraction through the valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps the blood into the pulmonary artery and then into the two lungs. In the lungs, the carbon dioxide is exchanged with the oxygen and the blood becomes oxygenated, that is, rich in oxygen. This oxygenated blood is brought to the left auricle by the pulmonary vein. From there, it passes to the left ventricle. And then, due to ventricular contraction, the oxygenated blood is pumped into the aorta, the largest blood vessel of the body. From the aorta, blood flows through arteries to all parts of the body except the lungs. When the blood passes through the capillaries, oxygen and nutrients are supplied to the cells, and carbon dioxide and other wastes are collected by the blood. This deoxygenated blood comes back to the right auricle and then completing one round of the blood circulation. So, the path of blood circulation within the heart, that means inside the heart, is as follows. The right auricle receives the deoxygenated blood through the vena cava. From there, the blood goes to right ventricle. from right ventricle to lungs. In the lungs, the oxygen is added to the blood and carbon dioxide removed. From here, the blood goes to the left auricle, from left auricle to the left ventricle, and from left ventricle to aorta, and then to the body parts. Again, the blood is collected from the body parts, the deoxygenated blood, and again brought back to the right auricle. All the muscles of the heart do not contract or relax at the same time. The contraction of the heart muscles starts in the auricles first and pushes the blood into the ventricles. After a fraction of a second, the wall of the ventricle squeezes and forces the blood out into the arteries, the aorta to the body, and pulmonary artery to the lungs. This contraction phase of the heart is called systole. Afterwards, the heart muscles relax and allowing blood to flow in from the veins and fill the aorta again. This relaxation phase of heart is called diastole. One complete contraction and relaxation of heart muscles makes up one heartbeat. So one heartbeat lasts for about 0.8 seconds. Each heartbeat is heard as two sounds, lub and dub. Lub sound is a weak sound which is produced when the valves connect the auricle to the ventricle. Dub sound is stronger sound produced when the valves in the arteries close. An instrument is used for listening to the heart sound which is known as stethoscope. You must have seen the doctors using the stethoscope. Pulse rate. The number of times a heart beats in a unit time is called the pulse rate. An adult heart beats on an average 75 beats per minute. By counting the pulse, we can find how fast our heart is beating. The easiest place to find the pulse is on the underside of your wrist or neck. If you can place your fingers correctly on these places, you can easily count how many times your heart beats. You place your hand on the inner side of your wrist with your middle and index finger and sit calmly, means no movement should be there. Then you can feel the regular thumping. This is your pulse. Now sometimes when we play or do any exercise or any physical activity, our heart starts beating very fast. This is because the cells of our body need more glucose and oxygen to provide the energy. To meet this demand, more blood has to be pumped by the heart and hence the heart beats faster, as a result of which the pulse rate also increases. What is blood pressure? It is the pressure exerted by the blood on the artery walls while flowing. It is measured with the help of an instrument called sphygmomanometer. See in the figure, this is sphygmomanometer which is used for measuring the blood pressure. There are two numbers in a blood pressure reading. The standard blood pressure reading is 120/80. The person whose blood pressure is being measured should be calm and rested. If there is an increase or decrease in the pressure, it indicates that there may be some underlying health problems. Like all the muscles, the heart also becomes stronger as a result of exercise, so it can pump more blood through the body with every beat and continue working at maximum level. The regular exercise for at least 30 minutes a day is advised by the doctors to keep the heart healthy and in a good working condition. Exercise has a number of effects that benefit the heart and circulation. These benefits include improving cholesterol, helping weight loss programs, and helping to keep blood vessels flexible and open. Studies continue to show that physical activity and avoiding high fat foods are the two most beneficial ways of reaching and maintaining healthy level of fitness. So these are some things which we can do for keeping our heart healthy. The food we eat every day plays a very important role in keeping the heart healthy. Eat wholesome food. Limit your intake of processed food and high fat diet. Limit the intake of aerated drinks and junk food like cold drinks, burgers, pizzas, and so on. Include the seasonal fruits, berries, and nuts in your diet. Some foods like nuts, fish, flax seeds are very good for heart. Avoid all the bad habits like smoking and drinking. Thank you.